What is going on, you guys? This is Clayster bringing you guys another YouTube video today. This one right here is kind of in line with the past YouTube videos that I have been doing. I'm gonna do a little recap for you guys of the CWL and kind of give you guys some broad stroke thoughts over our division and kind of talk about our team a little more than that. I'm sure you guys are, if you haven't heard or if you have heard, you know there's been some stuff going on with me personally and with my team. I'll kind of skim over it briefly because I don't think it's really my place to explain to you guys what's going on or what happened, or kind of to dive into the personal stuff that was discussed in the past week or two. But I'll give you, you know, like I said, a little broad stroke just to kind of help you guys out. Basically, you know, it's been a tough week for me ever since we ended the CWL. It's been a tough week for our team. I kind of just wanted to squash any rumors or any, you know, I guess just kind of like intel that's going around. You know, obviously some stuff happened, you know, some interpersonal turmoil inside the team, and it's something that was harder to deal with than I anticipated, but also easier to rebound from than I had previously thought. I mean, I'm sure you guys know, if you're watching this YouTube video, you know me, you know my history, you know how difficult my road has been when it comes to staying on a team or being a part of an organization for a long time. Even though that's been my goal from the start, is just to represent an organization that wants me and that wants to build with me and grow with me. And so it was a little surprising to me that there was talks of a team change, and I guess that's the first time any of us have came out and said that, you know, in public. It wasn't all just bait. There was a lot of stuff going on, and you know, I could sit here and try and defend myself and try and say this, that, or the other, or, you know, blame that person or blame this person, but it's like, I've been around long enough and I've been in this situation more times than I can count, and I know how to deal with it pretty well. And you know, obviously the first 24 hours I was really upset, just because I thought I was going to get dropped. Nobody had said anything to me, and that was kind of like an indicator for me. Everybody was acting kind of weird and not responding to me, and in the end I was just like, oh, I've been here before, like I know what this means. You know, Burns hit me up at 8 a.m. and goes, hey, can I come over, we gotta talk. You know, I thought I was dropped, straight up then and there. And you know, I can sit here, like I said, and defend myself, but in reality, the common denominator in all of this, like in every team that I've been on, it has been me. And you know, it sucks to say, like, but there's obviously something, you know, fundamentally, I guess, flawed inside of my character, or there's something that I don't respond well to, or something that I don't handle well enough, or, you know, maybe in the end it's just I don't politic enough, and that is a big influencing factor, but it's not the only reason. And it's just like, it's helped me grow as an individual and as a person, and it's helped me really focus on what's important. And I think after I got dropped off phase is really when I started putting, you know, my everything into this game and making sure that I had my future secure. And basically I thought I had done that. I thought I had performed well enough and, you know, been a good enough teammate, been a good enough leader, and you know, then that's not even factoring in me bringing, you know, the brand that I bring to a team and to an organization. But players don't care about that. Players want to win, and I understand that. And like I said, this is just a broad stroke kind of thing. But in the end, it's just, we as a team, you know, we had a big team talk, got everything on the table, and I think it helped us immensely. I think the past 4 days of practice, 5 days of practice that we've had have been the best practice we've ever had on this team. I think the personalities and the defensiveness and the arguments and all that kind of have gone away now, just because we all understand what's on the line here. And I don't really harbor any resentment or ill feelings towards anybody on my team, or there's no weird awkwardness. Like, we're all professionals, we're all semi-adults, and you know, we're handling this better than I thought we would. So I just wanted to go ahead and put that out there, that we've been playing phenomenally the past 4 days, 5 days. Our communication is better than ever. Our teamwork is better than ever. Me personally, I'm playing some of the best Call of Duty I've played since Advanced Warfare currently. And I don't say that very often about myself. Like, you know, at the end of last year, World War II, I was playing pretty good, but not like phenomenally good. I was just playing pretty good. But as it stands now, I think I personally am playing phenomenal, like almost to my potential. And I'm excited for you guys to see that come Fort Worth. You know, there's been a lot of talk and a lot of this, that, and the other, and intel and leaks and blah, 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 blah. But in the end, we're all adults here. I understand that there's issues that I need to work on as a person, you know, not even as a player, just as a person. And stuff like this helps me grow, and it helps me improve and kind of flourish into being the best person I can be. And so that, like I said, I didn't want to dive into it too much, but I just wanted to reassure you guys that we're all good. If we're not all good, it'll be fine. It always works itself out eventually. But I truly do believe that we have what it takes to win Fort Worth, and hopefully we can prove that to you guys this weekend. It's been, like I said, very tumultuous for me, and but I've been through this, man. I've been through the ringer how many times now, y'all, and it always ends up working out. I mean, I bring a lot to a team, and I bring a lot inside the game and outside the game, and I really think that just valuing each other and what every single player brings to the team, I think that's when you really become like a fully functioning unit, like Astralis in CSGO or something like that. I think that honestly, it's a lot easier to deal with these things when you've been through it like 5 or 6 times. So, nah. Now we'll get into Division B. Now that that's over, all that's out of the way. Hopefully that gives you guys a good idea of what's going on and really what you know, what's the deal. And I just wanted to reassure you guys. So with that being said, going into the CWL, just a brief skim. I want to talk about our team more than I want to talk about other teams in our division. Don't want to give our direct competition help. You know, I did a little deeper into Division A, and I kind of regretted it because some of these teams ended up changing some of the stuff I said about their teams, and it actually made them a lot better. So for this one, like I said, like I did in my last one for Division B, I'm just kind of gonna skim a little bit and just make sure that I don't talk about other teams too much. So I'll go ahead and throw up the standings like around here, and you know, look at those things, man. Like, look at those things. 3 teams at 5-2, absurd stuff. You have 100 Thieves bounce back hard, 5-2. Even though they had a crazy Game 5 loss to us, they still ended up topping our division at number 1. 100 Thieves, congrats to those guys. I think that Priesta pickup and the Crowder pickup have done wonders for that team. I think that team is actually really, really good now. I mean, everybody always says, or everybody has been saying, oh, they should have 3-0'd you if they didn't choke. I mean, well, they didn't, and we beat them, and we beat them both times we played them, but you know, they're still really, really talented, and I think come Fort Worth, you guys will see how talented that team is. I think they're actually going to turn quite a few heads at Fort Worth and have a really, really solid placing just because they're really good, man. They are really, really, really good, and it surprised me a lot. Then you have us in second place at 5-2. We only lost to 2 teams. Lost to Heretics in a Game 5, our first match back after a 2-month break on LAN. Went all the way to Game 5. Could have went to round 11, Game 5. We ended up choking the round 10, but you know, in the end, not bad a loss to Heretics. You know, you really can't be upset with that because they are in 3rd place at 5-2 as well. And then our other loss was to Envy. We got absolutely torched, especially me. I got like the flu or something, and you know, honestly, that Envy match was the first match in all of our division that I felt comfortable in. Like, I didn't feel sick in, and I got torched. So maybe I just need to get sick more often. Whatever it is, I'm not even sure. But I really do think that, I think somebody tweeted me the other day, if you take away that Envy series from the league, I had like a 1.1, a 1.15 KD, and that's actually really, really good for a Maddox. I think I ended up with a 1 overall, just literal 1 overall. I think I had like 3 more kills and deaths over across the whole Pro League. And somebody told me if you eliminate that Envy series, I literally jump up like 0.1, 0.15 in KD, which is pretty good. I mean, people have bad series, and I honestly think if it wasn't for that Envy series, we'd be sitting really pretty at 6-1, and all of our KDs would be looking real good, and none of the shit I talked about in the first half of the video would probably even be a thing, which sucks. But you know, regardless, I played pretty poorly, and we lost that Envy series 3-0. Yeah, our week in the league was a little weird, but you know, hold on. In 3rd place, we got Team Heretics, 5-2 as well. These guys are actually beasts. I'm not going to be cliche and say vamos. Damn, I just said it. But in the end, I think these guys actually have what it takes. I think that they are running off of really raw gun skill right now, though. I think that as teams strat for them and prepare for them and, you know, kind of counter them a little bit, I think that's really where you're going to see if this team is really, really good or not. Because right now they have some strats, but they have a lot of default strats that a lot of people haven't picked up on yet. But after we played them and I've watched them throughout the league, I've noticed their tendencies and stuff like that. So I do think that their cross-divisional play and their next 2 weeks in the league are going to be a lot more difficult than this first one where they went 5-2. But, you know, who knows? Their shots are so good. I mean, some of the stuff I see Metals do is actually absurd. Like, some of the stuff I see them all do is actually absurd. Like, they all have their moments, and that's really what you need in a team, is to have everybody going off at one point or another and carrying the slack and this, that, and the other. And so I really think this team is one of those teams that's going to be super, super scary. Like, really, really, really scary. If they can figure out how to not get counter-stratted, I think this team will be a top 4 team all year, simply put. Moving on though, in 4th place, a lot of people didn't expect this. I didn't expect this. Splice at 4-3. They had a slide their last week. They did not perform well to their standards at all. I think there might be some inner turmoil going on in that team. I'm not sure why, because Donnie is probably maybe the best sub in the game, 2nd best, 3rd best. He's definitely top 3. Donnie, and he's definitely one of the best battery players in the game as well. His cluster grenades guarantee a kill pretty much every single time. They play as a unit really, really well. I think kind of should have went to game 5 versus them when we played them. We kind of clutched up due to Alec having a lightning strike on Seaside. But I think that this team, if they can't figure out their mental and internal strife struggles, I really think that this team is going to collapse. I mean, I'm not sure the kind of willpower that they have on this team, but in past teams, when the team starts inner fighting, like on Danny's team, Looney's teams, it usually does end up going south, and I'm not sure if that's just how the leadership qualities are, how the communication issues are, or maybe it's just egos getting in the way. And I'm not blaming it on him, I'm just saying in his past teams, usually when there's internal turmoil, it usually doesn't end up so well. So hopefully these guys can figure it out quick, because I honestly had them as the 3rd best team in the game, and for them to come out and kind of have this slide in the league, it kind of shows that they're not as maybe, you know, solid as everybody thought they were. But regardless, they're still nasty. They're still really, really good. And I think if they just like communicate with each other and kind of have a talk with each other and figure out what's going on, I think that they'll be fine. I honestly think they don't need, nothing needs to be done to Splice. They're fine. Just let it roll. Moving on into 5th place, we have Enigma 6 at 3-4 and Team Envy at 3-4. Now, E6 made a team change. They traded out Cade for Chino, which is kind of questionable in my decision. Might be kind of a friendship thing. I really, really don't know. And Chino didn't perform as well as he could at POQ, but everybody knows how good Chino can be. And like even last year, he played really, really phenomenally. And so I think that this move is kind of a lateral move though. Like Cade and Chino are very different players, and I think that in the end, you probably need General, like running your main ICR. I don't know though. I don't know that team very, very well. I think that this might be a band-aid to a solution that really needs a much deeper role adjustment than just picking up one player. They were looking all right. The thing about them in the league though is they just have some matches where they get stomped, and you really can't. You can have 1, maybe 2, but you can't have multiple where maps are just, you're getting blown out on maps. And that means that there's lack of fundamentals, which really means you have to go back to the basic fundamentals to get better. Envy, tied with them. I think they're in 6th place. And Envy, like, is Envy. They're world champions plus Hook. That team has got all the talent in the world. Just got to put it together. Apathy always does this at the beginning of the games. He always doesn't play very well at the beginnings, and then towards the middle and the end of the game, he starts firing up. Same thing with Aches. I mean, Justin has been doing his thing. Hook has been doing his thing, and so then it kind of relies on Assault. Like, Assault kind of needs to step it up for this team, for them to play really well, but I can't really say anything about Envy because they smoked us and me especially, so I'm not going to dive into Envy too much. These guys, like, I can't even believe that they were considering a roster change. I mean, I heard all the rumors that you guys heard, and I can't even fathom that this team would want to make a change after, you know, having the talent that they have on the team, the strategies, the players they have on this team. It doesn't make sense to me. In 7th place, Denial, the Frenchies, not making a change. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of them. These guys are actually good. People are sleeping on Denial. They are actually good. All their matches, not all of them, but a majority of their matches are close games. They come down to the wire. They're not getting blown out. These kids have skill. They have talent. It's like one play that keeps screwing this team over. We could have lost to them very easily. We got smoked on our best hardpoint versus these guys. We got smoked on it, and then having to bounce back 3 maps straight. But like, they could have beat us very, very easily. Just like they ended up beating Splice, I think it was. Like, these guys have what it takes, and I think if they keep working at it, this team is only going to get better. So I'm proud of these guys. I'm actually proud of the owner of Denial 2. You know, he's fully tatted, but hey, he's actually making some good business decisions here, keeping these French guys all in the same roster together. I'm really, really excited to see what they can do with, you know, having some more weeks in the league, having Fort Worth practice, staying. They're in the USA right now practicing. We scrimmed them yesterday in Control and S&D. Like, these guys, I'm proud of them, and I'm proud of the organization for keeping them all on board, and I'm excited to see what they can do. Last place, EXG. Not anywhere near the same roster anymore. I don't even want to talk about the old roster. They're 1-6. I don't even want to talk about the old roster. This new roster, I cannot fathom what is going on in all these people's heads. Like, I feel like this new EXG roster just picked up the three, like, they didn't even get the 2 best players from Midnight and Envoy and Parzelian. They didn't even get the 2 best. And no offense to the 2 that joined, but like, or 2 or 3 that joined, I can't even keep up sometimes anymore, guys. Like, this team it's going to be abysmal. I don't think this team is going to do anything in the league. I think this team will be lucky to win 1 more match in the league, maybe 2. I really, really do. And I think it's very, very stupid of them to drop Fastballa in the first place. And I'll just leave it at that. So diving into our week of the league, we end up playing only 3 matches. We actually win 2 out of 3. Not bad, not bad. The first match against Denial, I ended up accidentally taking a nighttime Sudafed or Alka-Seltzer Plus or something like that. And I took the PM one. I literally was like, I was half asleep. I was groggy. I felt like I was playing in a dream or something, and we ended up still beating Denial, and so I was like, holy crap, thank God we were playing, you know, one of the bottom teams in our division, not somebody really, really good. That was a mistake on me. I was rushing out of the house and popped open the wrong one and just took it. So I'm glad we won that match. I think, like I said, the first map was a little shaky. It was one of our best hard points, and we kind of messed it up. And then in the bounce back in the next 3, it was all right. When we played Envy, I mean, the games were tight. We just made some fundamental mistakes that I think in all 3 of the maps that if we don't make those mistakes, then we're fine in. It was just like we were half doing a play, like we would execute it halfway and then wouldn't fully execute it, so then we end up getting collapsed on and spawning out, or we didn't retake the bomb correctly because somebody challenged a 1v1, or whatever it may be. It was just fundamental mistakes in the Envy series, plus I was getting tucked, and so honestly, it's just one of those series. I mean, we have like 24 in the league, I think. 24 total matches, 22, something like that. And so to be, you know, to only drop your 2nd match in the league, but then we had to go play against Splice in that 3rd round, or in that 3rd match, last match of the league for our first split. We knew it was going to be a tough one. We knew that they were kind of on a slide and that they were going to be, they really wanted to win too. And I honestly think we just played how we can play. You know, if it was like all this stuff that was going on was kind of happening unbeknownst to me, and I could tell the vibe was off. And I don't know if you guys have watched The Ascent, but if you haven't, go watch The Ascent on the United YouTube. But there's like a little speech I did while we were scrimming. I was like, the effort level's abysmal, let's go, I don't know what's going on, let's just play, like this is a big match, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, in the context, it's pretty sad, but it ended up working, and we all started calling out, and the vibe immediately changed, and we went up on stage, and we performed really well, and I individually performed pretty well, and I honestly think that that match might have saved my spot on the team a little bit, and maybe saved our team from, you know, going down the depths and just becoming a super toxic environment. So, you know, I'm really happy that we ended up winning that Splice match. I mean, like I said, it came down to the wire on Seaside Hardpoint, but we ended up winning, and we're 5-2 in the league, and with a Game 5 loss to Heretics and a loss to Envy, and you really can't complain about that. I think that most people would be pretty happy with that. I mean, last year we started off 2-5, 2-6, still ended up qualifying for playoffs with half the amount of matches. So being 5-2, being in a really good spot, pretty excited about it, man. I'm pretty excited about Fort Worth, and I'm pretty excited to show you guys what we've been working on these past couple of days. Hope you guys still support us in the team. Like I said, I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea here. All the stuff that happens with the team and with everything, man, don't blame anybody. Don't blame any single player on the team. Don't blame the organization. In the end, you have to think, what is the common denominator on every single team that I've been on? It's been me. And so I don't want you guys putting any unnecessary hate or, you know, ill will or nothing, no toxicity on Twitter. Please, guys, please, please, please. Just know everybody just wants to win. Everybody's looking out for their best interest. Everybody's trying to put together a team that can win and have a roster that can win and believe in each other. And so if anything is stopping that, you know, then it calls for some introspective growth. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys next time, hopefully with a recap of Fort Worth and me holding a trophy in this hand. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Much love, everyone. Peace out.